Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside. And now, make it loud for him. He's wearing that gray hat again. It's Eddie Pepitone.
Welcome, everybody, to Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside. That's right, the podcast with no upside, because we tell the goddamn truth here. The last goddamn... We know we're on the Pequot, which is the boat or ship that Moby Dick was on. No, Moby Dick was... Who the fuck cares?
He eventually was on it.
He was eventually on it. That's right. Ahab, you know... The whole thing, we're on the Pequot, which was a metaphor for the sinking ship of capitalism, and we certainly are on that. How are you there? We're here in the studio. Let's bring in our band leader, Bobby and the Mephistophelians. Bobby!
Hey, Pepitone, how you feeling?
I'm
today,
good.
pal?
I forgot to bring you in last show.
Nah, it's okay. I was just playing my guitar. I was fiddling around. I got the new releases of the Beatles album I've been listening to.
Oh, nice. You were noodling. I love when musicians say, I was just noodling around.
Oh yeah, I love a good noodle.
I love a noodle, too. I'll tell you, yesterday, Bobby, I had a fucking hankering for pho.
Oh yeah?
Are you a pho fan?
Love me some pho. I love foreign foods that remind me of the war. And I if I can get a
What
war
are you
flavor.
talking about?
Oh, the Thai
Because
people.
it's okay.
Oh yeah, I remember. I never forget
Yeah.
my time abroad.
Well,
in
you're at
Thailand.
war with everybody, Bobby. So I would think that any food you eat is conflicting.
It's a war with my own body. Even the food, it goes
but
down.
you
the
have a
wrong-
nice flat stomach, don't
Well,
you?
I appreciate that. I try.
At least comparatively speaking to me.
I got the 7-minute abs I've been working on. I go down, I do my crunches in the morning. I get pumped up. Oh, gotta do
Hey,
it.
let me ask you this, Bobby. When you do your crunches, do you like to put on music to make it go quicker?
Absolutely. I live stream my whole life. So I got to put copyright-free music. So I got this.
What is copyright free? What music is copyright free? Like public domain?
Oh
stuff?
yeah, you can get good stuff. Like you can get.
What do you do your crunches to the Star Spangled Banner?
Well, I do.
Happy birthday.
It you'd think, but these guys do good. There's a song. It sounds like Eye of the Tiger, but it's called Elbow of the Lion. And
Elbow of the Lion.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
still using a body part.
Yep.
And they're still using an animal. I like that.
Yeah, it goes bub up, bub up, bub up, bub up. It's two, so it's not copyright. And then it goes, I got the elbow of a lion, and it gets me pumped up when I'm doing my
I
crunches.
got the elbow of a lion.
That's right.
Oh, my God. That sounds fucked up, Bobby. But look, anything that gets those abs tight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate
No, thank
that.
you, Bobby, for not being an eyesore because, I had a co-host once who was such a goddamn eyesore.
Oh yeah.
With that overhanging belly, and I said, "Why don't you listen to Elbow of the Lion and fucking do some crunches?"
100%. Can I say,
Yeah.
Edward, you have a world-class gut. It is world class. Number one.
Let me tell you something. I am not proud of it. I decided today I'm going to start losing it. However, whenever I make that pronouncement, doesn't last as long as I'd like it to. But I realize that you have to be gentle with yourself, Bobby. Are you gentle with yourself? And I'm not just talking about your masturbation process.
Thank you.
Are you gentle with yourself? Thank you. No, you're a gentle masturbator. I've seen you.
I like it slow.
I've heard you on the baby monitor.
I like it slow and easy. I put in some Kenny G in the background. I use silk scarves.
I put on Barry White as
Oh yeah.
Remember Barry White, the pillow talk?
Oh yeah. I put the Eddie. I'll put the Barry White on, and my wife's facial expressions immediately go to disappointment because she knows what's coming. She knows what's coming. And I see her, she goes,
Honey, could you take the Barry White off? No, baby, I can't.
I can't do it.
Well, at least change out of your sweatpants. Ooh, what's this?
Eddie told me it's good for me to be seen, honey. I'm great for the environment visually.
Well, Bobby, it's great to have you here. Let's welcome also Rob Hebert. Hebert, how do you pronounce it again? I'm fucking up now.
Hebert.
Hebert. Rob Hebert, our new producer, cohort here at Fanny Coast Studios, our second show here.
Yeah.
I think we feel pretty good here.
I feel very good. I'm comfy. I think the chairs in themselves.
They are good. They're ergo... Well, whatever. Ergo, here's a chair. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Ergonomic?
Absolutely.
Ergonomic, yeah, whatever the hell that means.
Do you pronounce Rob Hebert? Like, what's the origination
Is it French Canadian?
It's French Canadian.
Yeah.
100% correct.
French Canadian. I nailed it.
I felt the Hebert. Like, yeah.
Didn't Saturday Night Live have a French Canadian recurring character? Who was that again?
Probably.
Hello, I am. It was like maybe it was like an Emerald parody. Remember Emerald?
Oh,
Emerald.
Emerald.
Emerald Lagasse?
Yes.
Bam!
He was I think New Orleans chef.
He was.
I don't know. He's kind of faded. He was like, bam. He was that guy who used to go, bam. You put a little cayenne, bam.
Yeah.
You
Bam.
know?
People love the bam.
Absolutely. People love to be shocked, to be taken out of their rut.
Have you ever had a catchphrase?
My new catchphrase is, please help me out of this chair. Or wherever I happen to be sitting. I have a couch that has engulfed me lately. You ever have a place where you spend most of your life and you're like, you can't get out of it all of a sudden?
Yeah. Like mentally and physically, like both. Because I can relate 100%. I have the place where I sit now.
Yeah.
I literally made an agreement with myself this week that I'm going to leave the house 5 days this week. I had to.
Why? Are you staying home a lot?
I've been staying home too much. I've been getting, it's been work stuff, but it's like I've been,
okay.
I'm right here, and then the wife will call, and what do you want to do for dinner? And I'll be all,
baby, whatever you want, except I can't leave. If you could just give it to me intravenously.
Yeah. Could you get some El Pollo Loco on the way home and blend it up for me?
We're all going to be so busy soon just surviving with all this shit going on that we're just going to be fed through a dart gun soon. Like here's your cheeseburger and fries, boom, and it's just a shot into your arm like a vaccine.
My wife does a blow dart with an appetite. My wife, she puts an appetite suppressant on the end of a blow dart at night before she goes to bed, because she knows what happens at night.
Boy,
it's the worst. You're a late night guy too, right?
Well, the thing is, when you perform late night, you get hungry, man. So I got to find a way to do a healthy late. You have any tips for that, Rob? You're in shape. Any tips for
Rob's
late night eating?
Svelte gentleman.
I would say you want to eat large volume, low calorie, right?
So you have to get a salad or something.
Yeah, or if you do like a protein shake or something, you stick some spinach in there.
That's
something
what I'm
that's
thinking.
going to add volume. Also, drink more water.
Oh, really?
Because if you drink a lot of water, it reduces your appetite.
Do you find that true?
Do
you, Rob?
I just wanted to eat more. If I am drinking water, because I feel like I'm lubricating my throat for a big meal,
Yes.
You always have more throat lubrication.
Yes. Both of your expressions when I said that were like,
I'll lubricate your throat.
Oh yeah. Is that how you?
Folks, I'm sorry about that remark. That's an old school just flashback. It's like a flashback before all the canceling and before all the like awareness, a lot of it good, some of it bad. Sometimes there's too much policing on the language front, or sometimes there's a lack of humor, but a lot of it is good too, I think.
I don't know.
I don't know. Cancel culture, I'm not crazy about.
I don't like it. I get it. I like the intention. The intention's very kind, but it's I think the execution's that great.
Executioner. Now, you were an executioner when you first got out of college, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be funny if that was a career path? Like, maybe that will be in the coming apocalyptic times that we're going to live in. Like, and the ad would be like, do you want to be an executioner? I don't know why all my characters sound like that. Why can't an executioner ad sound like this? Do you want to be an executioner? Yeah. Are you tired of driving an oil rig through the masses of fires that are going on in our country, like when it's apocalypse? Do you want to be an executioner? You could work from home. We'll bring you the person to be executed, and you could just do whatever you want. Just kill him. Get him out of our way.
I've been executing from home for the last 6 months, and it's changed my life.
I've been executing people, not more than a mile away from my home. And now I have a beautiful TV, even though it got delivered to the wrong address. I have to get other people. I watch it at somebody else's place. Imagine.
I like the idea of, like, do you remember the IRS commercials? The got a job, ba-da-da-boom, you remember that?
No.
You don't remember that? There was a huge campaign. I would say, maybe it was only in where I grew up.
This is Central Valley shit.
I think it is. Yeah. I think this is some Fresno stuff.
Oh boy.
But they'd have the song would be got a job.
I never saw that.
IRS got a job. And then it would cut to different people and it'd be like, got a fresh start at the IRS.
Oh, they're working for the IRS.
Yeah, and then it'd be like, got a life. Like, it was this whole thing. But I could see that for, like,
watching people get nervous during audits. Where are your receipts? We can take your boat.
There's no place to hide your money.
So I found the commercial.
You did?
Wow.
It played in Fresno.
There's
a link to it on Reddit at r/Fresno.
No way.
Send that to Kim.
Got a job.
Got a job.
Just call the IRS.
Got a start.
Gotta call the IRS. Got a job.
The IRS.
Yeah, please.
Holy shit.
I didn't know that was a Fresno local thing. I figure it's the Internal Revenue Service.
No,
it's got to be global.
Don't you know, and this is pretty common knowledge, that the IRS agents, the IRS outlets in Fresno are always understaffed. They're always looking for people. I don't know what that is.
Those Fresnans with their secret hidden accounts everywhere. A lot of Swedish business going on.
Is that a real term, Fresnan?
A
Fresnan?
Fresnite?
I'm from Fresno. I'm a Fresnan, if you will. And I'm proud of this damn town.
A Fresniskin? Yeah, there's something. Great hay rides around this.
Hey, I wanted to tell you something that happened to me. Just check in here.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking lost my driver's license in the Vegas airport.
Oh, shit.
And it was hilarious because I did a gummy, not a big one. I only occasionally will do I've only done it twice, really.
He's back off the wagon, folks.
A 5 milligram gummy.
Oh, that's tiny.
I know. People tell me that's so tiny, but I get so discombobulated. It's hilarious. And oh God. Well, I guess I didn't mention that I vaped a little too. And it was strong. And check out what I did. I fucking so I grabbed this is a separate story from the license. I get to Vegas, grab my luggage, and I'm like, all right, let me get a cab because I had a show that night in Vegas. So I go to get a cab, and the line for a cab is so fucking long.
Vegas.
Right? With all the Vegas.
Yeah.
It's so long for a cab, but I'm like, all right. And I usually get upset when I see long lines. I get so antsy, so fucked up. And I said, Eddie, it's moving. Don't look at it. You'll be fine. So I'm just standing there, and I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'm not going to get mad. And I went on my phone, and I don't know. I was Googling shit, like what is a good way to off yourself in public? Like whatever I was Googling. Who is the leading rusher for the Giants? Whatever. Disparate things. I vary from suicide to sports statistics. Anyway, so I'm in the line. Eventually it was slow. About 40 minutes go by, and then I get a call on my phone. I'm getting close to the beginning of the line. I get a call on my phone, and I pick it up. For some reason, I pick it up. I usually don't pick up numbers I don't know.
Yeah.
And I pick it up, and the guy goes, "Is this Eddie Pepitone?" I go, "Who are you?" He goes, "This is Alaska Airlines." I go, because I just got off of Alaska Airlines. Not to brag, I have that kind of lifestyle. So I get off of Alaska Airlines. This guy goes, "You took the wrong luggage, sir." And I look down at my luggage, and I notice, yeah, that isn't my luggage. I took the wrong luggage. I had to leave that fucking line that I was on, for a long time, and I had to run back. I mean, thank God the guy called, because could you imagine me getting to the hotel and opening up and it's just dildos? Or,
a bunch of bikinis.
Yeah, it's just like dildos and weaponry.
Yeah.
Well, same thing, but bullets and dildos and ammo magazines, cans of tuna, like some kind of weird survivalist who jams dildos, whatever it is. I didn't want to get to. So I was lucky, actually. So I ran back and I got my luggage. I apologized that I took the wrong luggage. They were perfectly fine people. I said, "Can you lend me $20?" They weren't. They drew the line there. But anyway, so I gave my luggage. I get back and I look at the line, and of course I couldn't go to the fucking front of the line.
No. It's too late now.
These animals, like, "Get the fuck here! What are you doing?" So I fucking I start standing on the line, and it's so long, and I'm thinking I'm never gonna even make the show at this point. So I took a limo.
Holy shit.
I found a limo. Like, there was this section in the airport where you can get a limo. So I paid $90 to get, that would have been $20 or whatever.
Right.
But I didn't give a fuck. I was in this huge limo. It was really kind of gross, the limo. It looked like one of these limos where, idiots pop their heads out of the window going, yeah, they're drinking like hurricanes or beaver shooters.
I did that. I was out for a bachelor party with a buddy like a decade ago, and he we were all drinking and go outside of the casino, and there's a limo there. He goes, You want to take a limo?" Yeah, and it was the same thing. It was like $90.
Oh, really?
So we split it and everything, but
I didn't have anybody split it with me. So anyway, but that's one little story on the gummy. Then the other story was, I fucking, I was high and I lost my license.
Yeah.
And what a buzzkill that shit is.
I
like when I get high in an airport, which I don't think I'm going to do again. I fucking start like, I'm just bad in an airport anyway. I just am, What the hell is going on with my phone? It keeps...
Is it you getting blown up?
Oh, God.
My place is on fire again.
So I fucking, like, I'm juggling shit with my bag and my lug. I'm always, like, juggling too much, and I must have just dropped it. So talk about a buzzkill.
Jeez.
I realized I didn't have my license, and I had to retrace my steps through Vegas Airport.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find it, but I was already in the airport. I was flying from Vegas to Austin. So then I'm like, well, how do I get back to Austin?
Oh, shit. Yeah.
I mean, how do I get back to LA from Austin? And luckily I had mail with my address and name and medication. Boy, did I have medication. I kept taking out pill bottle after pill bottle.
Yeah. They're like, "Are you okay, sir?" You're like, "This is who I am." Pulling out the bottle.
Sir, you could certainly fly to L.A. That's not our concern anymore. Our concern is for your well-being, sir.
They never ask for the medication. You just start bringing it out. Like, who would I be? Who would I be if I'm not Eddie? Look at these bottles.
So anyway, I'm really bummed out because now I have to go to the Motor Vehicle Bureau before November 9th and like hopefully get a new license.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a passport, so
But
I can fly like that.
Wouldn't it feel great though to go to like you go to the Improv to do a set and they won't let you in because you don't have your ID, and they're like, "Are you 21?"
But I'm Eddie Pepitone. I'm on your wall here.
Yeah, that's what you say.
Sorry, Mr. Whoever you are. Pepitone. Look at the picture.
By the way, I got frisked at the Comedy Store the other day. There was a new security guard. I've been going there for like 7 years. I know pretty much everybody, but there was a new security guard there, and he goes, "All right," and he starts doing, and he goes, "Open out." And I wanted to be like, because there was a door guy right there who I knew, Brandon, and I was just like, and I was like, I'm just gonna let him do his thing. It's fine. I don't want to be the guy who's like, you should know who I am. I've been going here. Like, so I just let him frisk me and just.
You did?
Oh yeah, it was kind of arousing.
Right. If you're frisked right.
Yeah.
Right? If you're frisked right. Like a hardened detective knows how to get you to come.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah,
You
he
know,
does.
like-
Give up all your hidden weapons. I don't even know what I'm saying.
And we know what weapon you're
yeah.
concerned with.
Swing.
So, all right. Well, why don't we get into a driving in the rain? We haven't done
I'm ready.
one of those.
I'm ready.
Let's do a driving in the rain.
And now, driving in the rain with Eddie Pepitone.
It was a dark night, and the clouds kept moving in. The clouds got darker and darker, and I'm just talking about my mind. Outside, it was pouring. It was pouring. Did you ever see water get poured from a Brita pitcher? Or another, I'm not trying to endorse Brita. I'm just saying any pitcher that water's poured for, that's the kind of water's poured from. Any pitcher. That a Brita pitcher would be better because the filter is good. This is driving in the rain. The rain was coming down. It was so goddamn. The rain came down like a hammer. The rain came down like a gavel at an auction. Bang! The rain came down. Bang! Sold! And what was sold was the goddamn inexorable rain. It hit my windshield the way I hit the side of a building when I had too many scotches after a contentious divorce. That's how hard the rain hit my car. It hit my car again and again, the way Joe Louis hit Max Schmeling in the rematch. That's how the rain hit my car again and again, and I started driving. I knew I had to pick up this fare. This fare looked like an interesting gal. From what I understood, this gal invented the corset. The corset is something that keeps your guts in. And I was interested in that because I had a bit of an overhang from my lifestyle of just driving in a cab and then pulling over to the side of the road and reading a little Melville and then driving in the cab again and pulling over the side of the road and having a chicken sandwich with too much mayonnaise instead of green juice. Anyway, I finally saw the dame who invented the corset, and I just drove by her because she seemed like a bitch, so I picked up another fare. And this was a guy who was an expert in hammerhead sharks, and he came into my cab, and I said to him, "Quite the rain we're having, isn't it?" And he said, "You know how long a hammerhead lives to?" And I said, "Wait a minute, pal. Answer my question first. Isn't this quite the rain?" And the rain can't wait. The rain at that point was smashing into my car the way the deranged smash into a padded cell. The way the deranged will just run from one end of a padded cell into the other end of the padded cell, crashing into the wall, screaming, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, get me out of here." Anyway, I digress. So I said, "You answer me first." He said, "Yeah, the rain is hard. The rain's coming down hard. It sure is. Now, how long do you think a hammerhead lasts?" I said, "I think a hammerhead probably dies at the age 7. His jaw dropped. "How the hell did you know that?" I said. "Educated guess." He says, "What's educated about it?" I said, "From the time you asked me the question, I Googled it up here." And we didn't say another word the whole drive. I just drove him as the rain murdered my car. This rain murdered my car. It was a murder the way Gacy murdered people. It was a murder the way murders on Netflix happen. It was a murder the way I would love to plan out a murder of an ex. I'll tell you, I had a great idea of sneaking up on my ex in an alley and cutting her up with the Anyway, I digress. The rain was murdering my car, and my car didn't have a lawyer, so my car was gonna get sentenced to death. My car didn't have any protection from this rain, from this murderous rain. And I dropped off the hammerhead asshole. I said, 7 years, bitch. And he said, "You had to Google it, you're an asshole." And we parted ways. He tipped me well, though, on the Uber app. Man, I love driving my Uber /Lyft /Instacart /DoorDash /Uber Eats /Take It in the Ass. That's a new app. And I kept driving, and there she was. She stood out on the corner, legs as long as the novel by Melville, Moby Dick. Really long and boring. She had the most boring... She had the most boring legs you ever wanted to see. They were long, though, very long, and they were a metaphor for capitalism. So I just passed her by, too, and I circled back and got the corset bitch. She said, "I've been standing in the rain for an hour waiting for you." I said, "Why didn't you call another Uber /Lyft /DoorDash /Instacart /Bloodmobile /Bookmobile /whatever mobile?" And she said, "Because I wanted you." I said, "Why do you want me?" She said, "You look like you could use a corset." I said, I'm drinking green juice and more water now." She said, "That'll be like rearranging a deck chair on the Titanic. Look at you." I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Rearranging a deck chair on a Titanic. I said, "The Titanic is a sore spot for me." She said, "How so?" I said, "I had a relative who was on the Titanic the day that big clunker went down." She said, "I'm sorry." I said, "I'm kidding. I didn't have a relative on the Titanic." She said, "I don't know where reality is with you." And the rain came down even harder. The rain came down so hard, it was biblical. It was more than biblical. It was end of days. Well, I guess that's biblical. It was like the rapture. The rain came down like the frickin' rapture. And I turned to her and I said, "This rain is rapturous." And she kissed me. She says, "I love Bible talk." I said, "Really?" I said, "Hey, do not unto that." And she kissed me again because the before I could even finish, the Bible turned her on. I kept quoting Psalms. I did the Sermon on the Mount. I did Daniel. I did Book of Michael. I did all the books. I did Book of Michael. I did Irishman by the guy who knew Frank Sheeran. I did a lot of books from the Bible. And the rain came down. We continued to make out. I had one hand on the wheel. She said, believe me, all the green juice and all the water in the world ain't gonna make a dent in that. I said, don't talk about the Titanic again. And she said, why not? You made that shit up. And I said, right, thanks for remembering me. Sometimes I believe the fictions I create. And the rain flooded the streets, and the car began to float.
Thanks for joining us on another Driving in the Rain with Eddie Pepitone.
Driving in the rain. It seems like all these bits are just, they're kind of journeys into my subconscious.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
Or conscious, like
I
either
picture my role as like drawing, just keep pushing you to draw more out, because there's always it's like panning for gold. You know what I mean?
It's panning for gold.
Panning for
It's a-
Pepitone gold.
It's a Ginsbergian flow of information and images.
Yes.
That's a good point, Robin. And I like Ginsbergian. Let's do a new segment.
Yeah.
And you take one of the poets too. We're gonna call this Poetry Corner.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. You intro it.
And welcome to Poetry Corner with Eddie
No, you got to do
Pepitone.
better than that. I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but yeah, let's do a Poetry Corner thing, but give it a proper poetry introduction. There you go.
There we go.
Rob's got the idea.
Hey, cool cats and kitties, put on your berets, because it's time for another episode of Poetry Corner with the Grandmaster Poet himself, Eddie Pepitone.
Hey everybody, we got some poetry here today, and I guess I'll start it off. This one is about a relationship that went south on me. I call it, what the fuck just happened these past 8 years? Here we go. Paint drying like the wetness. Paint drying, paint spattering, just like the broad I've been dating for 8 months. She's spattering out things to me like, how come you're always soft? How come you're always soft in bed? Why do your erections go away? And I'm like, I'm human. I am human. Tick, tick, tick goes the clock. Tick, tick, tick goes the clock. The years go by. Tick, tick, tick. Speaking of ticks, she got bitten by a tick. Lyme disease happened. I'm like, I may have soft erections, but you got Lyme disease, you fuck. And she said, it ain't my fault. And I'm like, get that goddamn thing looked at. Tick, tick, tick. Tock, 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 tock. Paint, tick, tock, tock. The clock on the wall read, relationship over. Thank you. All right, now we got a poet, Kevin Thinking. Kevin, what do you got for us tonight?
This one's called The Green of the Tractor. There she is, sits pretty in the field. The rain comes down, the rust gathers. The tractor knows no sadness or happiness. I crawl on my gal, deep the springs would spring. The spiders gathering down by the clutch and the gas pedal. My wife calling me from the house saying, Ed, you spend too much damn time on the tractor. The green calls to me from the field. The rust gathering, the spiders tickling my toes. As I take my deep transmission into fifth gear into the cornfield. I can hear my dog caught up into the workings of the tractor. I hear her howl. She's my sweetest little pup I ever known, but damn is she tough as her tractor rolls on, grabbing the corn and throwing it into the dumpster. I see my pup be throwing into the air into the combine. Just a few scratches, and she's just fine. I'll give her another box of kibble, and she'll be just fine. Out there on the tractor, we get lonely, so lonely on the green tractor, calling my name. Every night I get lonely, and my wife calls for me to come in, but she doesn't know me the way this green tractor knows me. I shifted into 12th gear and sit on the gear shift. Now we're cooking. Papa's got the green's calling him hard, and my pup's there too. She sees it all out on the field.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you, Kevin. All right, I'm going to read one more. This one is called The Apple Store. I walked in looking for a Granny Smith. All I saw were electronic products. I said, "Do you have a Granny Smith?" He said, "Very funny, sir. Do you have an appointment?" I said, "I gotta make an appointment for a Granny Smith. What about Honeycrisp? You got a Honeycrisp?" He looked at me with those empty, soulless eyes of the 21st century. You know the eyes I'm talking about. They're not really eyes, they're an algorithm. He said, "Would you like an Apple Pencil?" I said, "I'll put that pencil so far up you." He said, "Sir, there is no call for that language." I said, "You call yourself the Apple Store, yet you don't have a Honeycrisp, you don't have Macintosh, you don't have Granny Smith. What kind of apples you have?" He said, "Very funny, sir." His eyes, they were endless. They were an endless travesty of this country. As I went into his eyes, I saw the burgeoning industrial revolution. I saw all the children working in the workhouses in England and the United States. I saw the slaughter of all animals on the farms, in the factory farms. And I said, "Your eyes are shit, fella." He said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I just saw all this shit in your eyes." I said, "I saw the burgeoning industrial revolution and all that crap." And he just looked at me and said, "I'm going to have to ask you to leave and don't make me get security." And I said, "Do you have a Golden Delicious?" And he said, "We do happen to have a Golden Delicious section." I said, "Good, give me one." He tossed me a Golden Delicious. I bit into it. It happened to be a Bluetooth speaker. I was like, "God damn it, you prick." And he looked at me, and both our eyes met. Mine were the kind of eyes you get after life has beaten the shit out of you, like Joe Louis beat the shit out of Max Schmeling in a rematch. That's the only boxing match I ever saw. He said, "Yeah, well, there's been plenty other boxing. Do you watch UFC?" I said, "No, I don't want to watch assault. That's not boxing. That's assault." A lot of times when I watch a UFC fight, I call the police, and they're like, "What?" I go, "Look what the fuck is going on in that ring." They're like, "It's sanctioned." I'm like, "Why?" One guy is getting his face bloodied to a pulp. Anyway, I digress. The guy in the Apple Store and me, we agreed to disagree. So I went to a supermarket and I asked the guy, "Do you have any Bluetooth speakers?"
Thanks for joining us for another set of cool cats and hip kids out here reciting poetry, getting funky, getting relevant on Poetry Corner with Eddie Pepitone.
Ah, that was a new bit.
That was nice. I pictured, the thing that cracked me up is when you were doing it, I then pictured you on a stage with a bunch of like guys in like 70s San Francisco, and they're all there, and there's a guy playing the bass, and everyone's smoking, and you're still reading, and then the guy he tells me that, like the fact that you'd be reading this long poem. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Did you ever live in San Francisco?
Live? No.
No.
I love San Francisco, though. I mean, now it's unaffordable, but I think it's the most gorgeous city in America by far.
Yeah, my buddy Torio lived there for a long time, so I'd go up and do shows and stay with him.
Oh, where? What part?
He was in the beach. What do they call it? Something beach.
Oh,
he was like he was in the main
North
hub
Beach.
Of it. Yes, North Beach.
North Beach is nice. I that's where I spend a lot of time when I go to San Francisco.
It's beautiful there. It's beautiful there. We did
so pretty.
I did mushrooms one time and went out by the coast and hung out and literally right by where the Golden Gate Bridge is.
Oh,
and to where you could see the whole harbor and everything. And just me and a buddy just sat there and
wow,
it was amazing. Yeah, we had a show that night, so we went up super early.
You went up super high?
Yeah.
How did that go?
It was, I mean...
Hiya, folks. Dating is nuts, huh? Whoa, is that a cyclops? Oh, God, that was scared me. Sorry, folks. Dating, whoa. Trails.
I was at that point. I was in such an automatic pilot mode with my set at that point, like that it didn't affect it too much. Plus, we got up there probably around 1:00. So we had a few hours, like 5 or 6 hours before the show.
A few.
Yeah. We had a little time to be high.
I feel like you don't want to do a show when you're that trippy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it's like, because stand-up actually is very meticulous. You know, you have to be you have to be kind of on top of your mental stuff, and I would just think it would make you too like. And also, here's another aspect where hallucinogens don't work with stand-up, I think, is that stand-up is dependent, I think, on cynicism and rage, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, for you, for sure. Wow. Yeah, I think
for most comics, I think.
Yeah.
Well, you're I don't know. Your stuff, I'm trying to think.
I'm a weirdo. My stand-ups, because a lot of my stand-ups story about my kids and
it's not all about your kids.
Yeah. Not all of it. Some of it's about masturbation and murder.
Mm-hmm.
No, I always. You do such a good job with stand-up where you're able to mix relevance with the completely absurd, like something that's a real issue, and then you'll dip into something completely absurd.
Well, because audiences can't take too much reality.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I used to do a bit where I would say I'm raising my daughter to be a feminist, and she told me the boys wouldn't let her play Foursquare at school, and I really sat down with her and I was like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. That shouldn't happen to. Don't ever let somebody tell you can't do something because you're a woman. And then my son came in and he goes, well, what about me, Dad? And I go, you straight white male piece of shit. How dare you? Like, come in here. So I would do like some of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Where,
That's good.
Yeah, but like I would never, I don't know, a little bit of rage. I throw a little bit of rage in there. But
well, for me, it fuels stand-up and comedy and stuff. I mean, but like this podcast, we're trying to talk about the disintegration of this democracy.
Yes.
But you have to be entertaining.
Yeah.
You have to be funny. If you're a comedian, you have to be funny first. Funny first, activism second.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think people forget that. Yeah, a lot. It's hard to be relevant, have a good intent, say something relevant, and still be funny. Because a lot of people, they'll just start, I don't know, what do you call
people
it?
are afraid, comics are afraid to be political, quote unquote, because I might get people mad, but
yeah. You got to make some people mad.
That's the point of the whole fucking thing.
Yeah. What was I don't know if you want to answer do this type of podcast, but what was your very first time going up, or like what was the mentality? Like what type of stand up were you doing at that time?
When I first started?
Yeah, because your stuff is so unique. I don't imagine you started.
I had to find it, man, and because I used to throw up. I mean, I was
Really?
so nervous when I first started. I would be so nervous. And what makes a good stand-up, as well as the rage and everything, is being able to speak your truth,
Yeah.
like really being able to be yourself. And I had to do characters. Like I would be like just weird characters because I was too afraid to like reveal who I was. And that
Yeah.
took a lot of time for me. And then once I was able to do that, I kind of was able to do more relevant
Yeah,
stand-up for me.
that's great.
But I would just think of crazy premises, when I first started. Oh man. I remember I did this thing where I had a wig, one of my first stand-up sets, and I had a wig, and I took a British accent, and I was like, oh man, hey barber. I would just like make believe I was coming into a barbershop. I'd be like, barber, how much for a haircut, man? And I would like, I'm just kidding. And I pull off the wig and show my bald head. I'm bald, man. And then I'd go into another character.
That was it. That was
Yeah.
that was the whole. I
Yeah.
love that so much.
Yeah.
Hi, mate, give me a haircut. Just kidding, mate.
Just kidding,
All right,
man.
here's my next character.
Thank you, folks. That is called the hairless man, irritating and old school Brooklyn barber.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. My buddy used to do characters when I came down here first. He used to show up with like 3 wigs, a couple of hats,
Oh,
and
man.
he would turn around and he'd change the wig, and then he'd come and he'd be a different guy, and then he'd do something.
How'd he do? Was he funny?
He was funny. Yeah, he was funny, but he got funnier, and then he dropped the characters. He started.
Yeah, there you go.
Getting
That's
away
kinda-
from the characters.
Yeah, that's what I was.
but LA is so hard to do characters in because it's like
Why is that? Because everybody's a character out here?
they're real characters out here. No, I think it's because, especially in like the open mic scene, at least 7 years ago when I came out here, it was very uncool to do characters. Like everybody wanted to be like the straight, like almost cool, like angry, tough. So then to go up there and be like, "Hi, everybody, it's me. Say, look, it's me, the guy from England. How we do?" Like you'd
Yeah.
be like, "Oh God!" Like so how comics can be cynical and cruel sometimes. And the guy gets up there and does
Underneath
something.
that, though, they're all like very insecure.
Oh yeah, well that's absolutely
Insecure and like, please love me, please love me.
yeah.
I came on stage recently in Denver where I just started mumbling into the mic. I just came on stage going, please love me, please love me, please love me, please love me. And that got a big laugh, and I had no idea it would get a big laugh.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
kept, in between jokes, I kept going, please love me.
Oh, I love it.
You know what I mean? Like, don't stop loving me.
Yeah.
Don't stop.
Yeah, you do such a good job of changing focuses to where you're doing a character, so we're
Yeah,
in
I'm
that
all over
world,
the place,
and
yeah.
then you're you in the situation, and then you address your feelings to the audience. Like I don't know, I love. I wanted to do a podcast with you where I just compliment you the whole time. Eddie, you're great. That's how I keep
I'm
my
into
job.
that. How much have we done for this one, Rob?
50 minutes.
How much?
5-0.
Oh, wow.
We are crushing it
You
today.
guys are
Uh,
rolling through.
what should we do? What other?
How about another 10 minutes of compliments? I know that's comfortable. Somebody was requesting more of Pastor Pepitone. I don't know if you like doing that
We
one.
could try Pastor Pepitone. All right, ready? You
yeah.
intro this, but give it a very good introduction.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
absolutely.
I'm fucking you with you when I say that. I'm trying to put the pressure on you.
Keep fucking with me. It's good for me. I need a little pressure. My life's been cushy. Well, howdy, y'all. Put your hands together and put your praise caps on, because it's time for another edition of Praise, Praise, Hallelujah with Pastor Pepitone.
Well, you're all here again, and I want to say to you that things are gonna get worse
Amen.
before they get better. And I want to give you an example. Do you see I purposely wore open-toed sandals today so you could see the infection in my big toe? Sir, I want you to come up here. Yes, you, sir. You, sir. I can't come up. I got a bad leg. Get your ass up here. But the leg is bad.
Praise God.
if you just let the Lord know that you want to get up here and look at an infected toe, he will give you the strength. But I don't want to look at an infected toe. Your voice changed a little there, sir. So is yours.
If you don't believe that you can have the power of God in your legs right now, stop putting your faith in the comfort and the power of your own legs and rest in the power of the Lord.
I don't know who that was, but whoever it was, that's exactly what I want to say. Who are you, sir?
Me, I'm just an old piece of garbage.
No, you're not, sir. You got the wisdom of the Lord.
Oh, praise God, I appreciate it. Just
Yes, you do. Now, can you see my infected toe, sir?
Oh, God, by the glory of God, my eyesight is 20/20.
So you can see it.
I can see it. It is hideous.
That's right. You know why? Because when there is healing, and this is the theme, the topic of my conversation, when there is healing, it always gets worse before it gets better. Now, the reason why this toe is like that is because I haven't gone to the doctor.
Who needs him?
I do.
Oh,
my
fair
toe
enough,
my toe's fucked up.
Okay, fair enough there.
This is a sermon on a fucked up toe.
You know, everybody got a fucked up toe out there. You know what I mean? And it's the power of Christ.
You're using metaphor.
Yeah, just like a fucked up toe, our souls are fucked up a little bit. Pardon my language, but
don't worry. We are in the church of whatever happens.
Oh, I like that. Total freedom. But just like an infected toe, we need the antibiotics of the Lord to come into our spirit. You know what I mean?
I do want to say that we, as a congregation, we need to come together with our reverend here with his infected toe and drive him to the doctor.
Praise God.
We got to drive him to the doctor. Oh, who the fuck are you, sir? I'm Mark Stevens. Mark Stevens. Your voice is fucked up, Mark. Yeah, well, at least I don't got a toe that looks like a piece of shit. You saying my toe looks like a turd? Looks like fucking explosive diarrhea at this point. What the hell you talking about, son? My name Mark Stevens, Reverend, and your toe looks like a piece of shit. You know, Mark, you getting up my eye. Yeah, well, I got a feeling you ain't gonna be able to chase me with the fucking toe that looks like fucking something I see in my toilet. Mark, stop calling my toe a piece of shit. All right. Fucking ugly. All right, that's better, Mark. Yeah. Anyway, I gotta go. What are you talking about? Service is not over. Ah, fuck. All right, I'll stay for a little bit. All right, everybody. Mark is gonna stay, and I just want you to know that today after church we have a beautiful crudité in the back.
That's right.
That's right. And the crudité is paired today with a beautiful Chardonnay that has a very playful finish. So please avail yourself. And also, I believe there's some cheeses coming. Is that right?
There's a whole plethora of cheeses, like, just like the souls of Christianity, and the Lord sees them all.
I think it's fine just to say cheeses.
Well,
you know what I mean. You don't have everything. Everything doesn't have to be a metaphor for the Lord. We just got some good damn cheese.
You know what it is? The thing about metaphors is they're a lot like, how people.
I tell you, you're a very tough man to stop from doing metaphors.
Just like Jesus was tough, I try to be tough,
Don't go into another metaphor now.
Okay,
you remember, now you're married 4 times because each of your wives said, he's too metaphorical. I never know what the fuck he's talking about.
It was like being interrogated constantly.
Yeah. Well, this has been Pastor Bobby, and I gotta get going. My kid needs a ride
to a driver's exam. His driver's ed teacher is new because the old driver's ed teacher took his life after trying to teach my son how to make a U-turn. So I gotta go, everybody.
Well, thanks, folks, for blessing us with your presence here on another episode of Praise, Praise, Hallelujah with Pastor Eddie Pepitone.
Wow, I'm not sure about the pastor thing. It's weird. We'll see what kind of feedback we get on that when we put that out into the ether. But that,
well, it's
a strange one for me.
The last one you had the hook of like,
what was the hook?
The hook was like, I'm just a piece of shit.
Oh,
I'm the worst, and even though.
But the Lord still loves me.
Yeah.
That was funny.
But I like
this one was completely different. Yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for checking out Apocalypse Soon with Eddie Pepitone here. Podcast with no upside. If you enjoyed the podcast, you can go ahead and subscribe on YouTube, on wherever you listen to podcasts. Leave us a review if you have not left a review. And if you've already left a review, go to another podcast and leave a review on there mentioning this podcast. And subscribe to us on YouTube. We keep putting out episodes every week. We'll give you a new version of this podcast the day it comes out on Tuesdays if you subscribe to the Patreon, $5 or $20. And
bread and circuses are the level.
Patreon.com/Eddie Pepitone. And check out Eddie on Twitter and Instagram and all that good stuff. It's constant entertainment when you come into the loving arms of the Pepitone family. You get constant entertainment. All you got to do, folks, is subscribe. That's all you got to do.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside.